be more like a mother to him than his own had ever been. When he'd returned from the Iraq War in 2011 and found his parents had moved from their apartment in Portland and not left any way for him to find them, Gideon and Gloria had taken him in like an orphan and given him a family. "Why the long face?" she said, smiling.
"Just having a bad day."
"This cold can't last forever. Once we get some sun, we'll all feel better."
"We've been here 2 months. It's not what I thought it would be. I thought we'd be in the desert, out by ourselves, not in some church next to people that hate us again."
"It's trying times, Leon. You have to stay true to your beliefs. You of all people should know that," she said. She leaned forward to rest her large chest on the desk, folding her hands on top of each other in front of her. Her soft, pale cheeks and silvery white hair were worlds away from the ragged drunk of a mother who'd raised him.
"It's not that I don't believe. It's just that things have changed."
She frowned. "We still have the same mission we've always had. You know that."
"It seems like Gideon's got different priorities, different things he wants to focus on now. Like talking to the women separate. Why's he have to do that?"
Leon hadn't intended to bring it up. He'd gone straight to the heart of it, opened it up like a bloody wound for her to look at. He felt sick with disgust at his weakness. "You think women and men don't have different priorities? Different ways of looking at the world? You think the women aren't scared right now in ways you don't even know about?"
"We need to be united. We need to be speaking the same language."
She dipped her head to one side in a disapproving look. "Envy doesn't suit you."
"I'm not envious,"
he said, chastised, knowing she judged him correctly. "Gideon grew up poor, with envy like a cold stone in the center of his heart. But he changed. He turned that envy into drive and determination. Now I see it in you, Leon. I see it in your eyes. That unappealing look of envy, wanting something so bad you can taste it in your throat but not knowing how to reach it." She lifted one hand in the air and slapped it with the other. "Getting slapped down every time you try and touch the very thing you want." Gloria peered through eyes so round and dark they looked like bullets. "Saya loves you and Gideon in very different ways. Don't you see that?" He said nothing. "You have to accept that or you'll make yourself crazy." She paused, but continued to stare at him. "Do you think it's always easy for me?" Leon slumped into his chair, stunned at the question. He'd never thought about her in those terms. "Gideon loves all of us in different ways, including me. It's hard to share one man with so many." She held a fist in the air. "Be brave. Trust in Gideon. We'll have a home here eventually, a place where we can be free and live out our lives in peace." He nodded and rose from the chair, sensing he was being dismissed. The counseling session was over, but he felt no better. He didn't think Gideon was building a home. He was building enemies. 2. 14 years ago, when Josie Gray decided to leave Indianapolis and all of its drama, she searched the internet for the most remote areas of the country and discovered far west Texas. She'd sat on the couch one night with a 6-pack of beer and a tattered copy of the Rand McNally Atlas and opened the page on Texas, followed her finger along the highways for a place where the cities gave way to country, where the people gave way to nothingness. She found a highway that ended in 2 ghost towns and decided that was her new home. She had written an email to several police departments asking about law enforcement openings and received a response back from Otto Podolsky, who, at that time, was the chief of police in Artemis. He later told her that he'd assumed she had the social skills of a mole rat to inquire about becoming a cop in such an isolated town. They'd talked on the phone, and he'd offered her the job on the spot. She'd left the city streets, clogged with people on every corner,